Missed three by Nick Hammer, who just came off the bench. Pull up, in and out, Hawkins. Pasos came off the bench and got the offensive rebound to the putback. It's a 15-point lead. Not many here expected this.
Chris Session off the bench for Utah State has got to understand the level of intensity here, and he cannot give up those offensive rebound opportunities.
Hammer wanted to foul, but he wasn't hammered. It was tipped off his leg. Another turnover gives it back to New Mexico State. They're on their feet here in Las Cruces. Reggie Theus on the right, and his predecessor here at New Mexico State, Lou Henson, on the left. The court here named after Coach Henson, and you had a chance to visit with him before the game. I was shocked. He actually had some very nice things to say about you, and you were one of his favorite players back in the day at Illinois.
No, it's great to see Coach Henson here, and the fact that Reggie Theus has embraced the history of this program and really keeps Lou Henson close. And for a retired coach like Lou, who loves to be around the game, he couldn't have a better retirement plan.
In fact, Reggie has said, you know what? He can have an office here. He can come to practice. He can run practice if he wants. That's how big he is here in terms of this program. So it's a great relationship between the two.
And you know, it says something about Reggie Theus as well, because I'm not sure that many coaches would embrace the ex-coach like that.
Nelson, little fadeaway in the lane. He's been very good so far in the first half. You don't want to give us a little Lou impression or anything?
No, I'll save that for off the air.
Okay, all right. Couldn't get you to stop about 10 minutes ago. Now the lights go on, you won't do it at all. 17-point lead for New Mexico State. Good move. Chaz Spicer along the baseline. Had 20 in the game last night against Nevada, including those free throws.
Chaz Spicer, Terry, is one of those players at 6'7", undersized big man. He looks like he's going in slow motion, but he's gapping people. He's getting past his defender. He's very crafty around the basket. Can hit the three. So very tough guy to defend.
Defensive switch here, back to zone that time, and Nelson the offensive foul. And that's his second.
Terry, you called it a 2-3 zone right there. Session able to set up defensively and draw the charge, and Stu Morrow had to do something. Down 15, shake it up a little bit. They go to the zone. They come up good that time.
David Fisher, senior from Dallas, transfer from Arkansas Fort Smith Junior College. Former starter on the floor now. Both of these teams really built around transfers. New Mexico State and Reggie Theus has done it through the Division I transfers, and Stu Morrow has always, even at the other places he's been to, done it with JUCO transfers. Tied up, possession arrow keeps it at this end.
Well, and the challenge of that, Terry, is that when you don't get four-year players from high school, you can't necessarily mold them the way that you want to. But both of these coaches do a fantastic job of getting these players where they are and creating a system that works for the guys coming in as well as their high school recruits.
Might not be able to mold them. On the flip side, though, you know you've got some guys who've been through the wars a little bit, and especially the Division I transfers. Here comes Ingram, who has not always taken care of the basketball this year. He's got 71 assists and 102 turnovers as a point guard. And the foul on the baseline on Chaz Spicer. Talked about the Division I transfers for New Mexico State. Hawkins played at Utah, Martin Eady at Charlotte. And of course, we mentioned Ingram, the leading scorer for St. John's a couple of years ago.
That's a great roster of Division I transfers, and how they've been able to come in and get on the same page quickly here for Reggie Theus has stabilized this program.
So Hawkins and Eady had played in the NCAA tournament before, so you got at least a couple of guys there as you take over as a coach, and Reggie did last year, who know what it's like to go to the dance.
And it's so key for some of your younger players to watch the guys that have been through this process and see how they prepare for this opportunity.
J.C. Carroll up and in along the baseline, 18-footer. And you watched the semis last night and got on the phone and said, you've got to watch this guy's footwork. It's outstanding.
I'm telling you, Terry, he is one of the more fundamentally sound players in college basketball, and he's so efficient. He doesn't waste a lot of motion getting into a shot. He knows where his sweet spots are on the floor, and he gets to them very quickly.
Fred Pete now into the game for New Mexico State. There's Fisher out to Ingram. Passos, here's Pete. He's been out with ankle injury. Way off on his first try, and here comes Carroll. JC around Ingram. Great body control. At 6'2" and 175 pounds. You worry about the next level and who he's going to guard. There's a quick shot by Hawkins up and in. But can Carroll play in the NBA?
I think somebody's got to give him a look, Terry. He's too efficient on the offensive end of the floor. NBA loves shooters. The game has gone to quick, open type of play. And this young man knows how to score, and he knows how to play.
Passos left Ducharme wide open. Steven Ducharme, who's an undersized center in this league. His confidence has grown. Former sub. Really wanted the red shirt, and Stu Morrill talked him out of it.
Well, Ducharme knows where the weight room is. Got a nice set of shoulders on him there. Not afraid to mix it up in the paint. And boy, this zone has really come up nicely so far for Utah State.
Hawkins high bounce over the backboard. It slowed down the tempo of the game as well, and they'd much rather play at a slower pace on the road against New Mexico State tonight. Jeez.
I said it 2 weeks
show
ago.
The RPI.
I said it 2 weeks ago, Terry. Did I not? I had those same 4 2 weeks ago.
And a lot has happened since then, my friend.
Right, but I still
UCLA gets beat.
Right.
Florida goes in the tank for a while. I agree with this score, by the way.
Okay, all right.
29-18. New Mexico State crowd wanted it over and back. Peterson, yeah, got another one. Darrell Peterson.
Mark that down. 7:05 left in the first half. That will be the turning point. Almost a turnover there in the backcourt by Chris Clark. He holds him off, gets it over to Peterson for the 3, and they're right back in this game, Terry.
And it's been the zone that's really done it. Nava trying to bust that zone right now. Tipped out, and it's Utah State basketball.
Let's take a look at this swing here. Look at that, a little nonchalant, goes back and gets it, throws the off arm to get him away. Peterson open 3, and you're down 8. Now you've got some confidence.
That's a tough shot, even if it is J.C. Carroll. Sean Davis off the bench for Reggie Theus. Got pretty good bench production throughout the season. Spin move by Fisher, pretty, but he can't get the bucket. And now the Aggies of a different sort looking to run. Chris Clark, nowhere to go. Bad pass out of bounds, and another turnover, giving it back to New Mexico State. Hey, make sure you join ESPN on Selection Sunday for 3 shows dedicated to the men's NCAA Field of 65 at 5 Eastern. ESPNU Bracketology presented by Staples. Then SportsCenter lays out the brackets as they're made public at 6 Eastern. And at 7 Eastern, ESPNU Bracketology, a lot of ESPNs there, returns to review each bracket. Who's in, who's out, find out tomorrow night. It is a bad feeling when you're one of those players or coaches and you have to watch the show to see if you're in, not where you're going.
That's right, Terry. Nerve-wracking time for players, coaches, athletic administrators, the whole 9, because there's so much riding on these invitations. And unlike any other time in memory, there's going to be plenty of surprises tomorrow.
Yeah, more teams. I think you're right. Hawkins blocked inside by Spicer. Tipped up by Edey. Got another try. Can't get it to go. And it's Utah State basketball. I don't think anybody out there seriously thinks that New Mexico State or Utah State could get in as an at-large. But one thing, look at that number. 49, their RPI. I think that's certainly much better than people would think at this point.
I definitely agree with that, and I think it also shows, once again, how difficult it is to win night in, night out in this conference.
Knobber. Nope, they wipe it off. Offensive foul on Ted Knobber. That's his second.
Utah State quietly has locked down on defense. Look at the setup right there in the middle. Good job by Session. Watch him get his feet set. Oh, that's a great call. Great defensive position by Chris Session.
Well, Reggie doesn't agree with you.
I wouldn't expect any coach trying to get a ticket to the dance.